Hi, I'm Ms. Lavodi, and today I'm going to show you how to make a pop art inspired logo painting using Tayasui Sketches Pro for iPad. This project is inspired by the work of Burton Morris. His work features a really bold outline, and he depicts very common popular culture items and logos that are found in popular culture, very in line with the 1950s style of art known as pop art. So we're going to use Tayasui Sketches Pro to create a watercolor style pop art logo painting. And then we're going to use another photo editing app of your choice to change these logos into 4 different filtered variations and combine them together Andy Warhol style in a grid format like this. So I would start by finding some items in your house that are recognizable products or brands. So I have some Cinnamon Toast Crunch here. I'm going to take a picture of this. I have some Oreos. I'm going to take a picture of that. Make sure you can see the logo and that lighting is right enough. And then I also have this Skippy peanut butter. So I'm giving myself some options here. I've taken pictures of each of these items, and then I'm going to bring them into my camera roll. And in the camera roll on iPad or iPhone, you're going to find your crop tool, and you're going to crop into the most interesting area. You want to think about magnifying this so it is in a square format. Look for that interesting spot on the package or logo that maybe shows enough color, pattern, repetition, balance, something that would be interesting to turn into a painting. And I'm trying this out on each of my photographs because I want to have options and I want to make a decision about what would be the most fun to turn into this project. So I'm looking for an area on this Oreo packaging, and then I'm going to do the same for the Skippy packaging as well. And then once I make a decision, I will be bringing one of these photographs into the Tayasui Sketches Pro app. So now I'm going to open Tayasui Sketches Pro. I'm going to select a new page to work on, and from here I'm going to pick a paper. I'm going to keep it on white paper. That's just personal preference. Obviously if you want to change that, that's up to you. And I'm going to click the icon for the layers box. I'm going to bring in a new layer. So from here, I'm going to click the 3 dots on the top. I'm going to add in my photograph layer onto this new layer. I'm going to scale it up so it's big enough, and then I'm going to click the gear icon on that layer. I'm going to end up making this transparent. But before I do that, I'm adding another layer on top of this, and this is where I'm going to begin doing my outline work with my brush tool. You can make your outline with any of the brush tools that you choose. I'm just preferring this one because I do like the style line that it makes. Don't make your brush strokes too big. So I'm picking a slimmer line, and I'm tracing around the edges of all of the parts of the logo. I'm trying to think of this as almost like making my own coloring book page that I will then go and fill in with color later. So you can see I'm just working around all of the parts of the picture that I want visible in my design. I'm going around the little crazy French toast guy, outlining, filling in with black where I need to. And then what I'm going to do is hide my picture layer, and I'm just going to go back and refine my lines. Anything that started to look a little shaky or wobbly, or anything that wasn't too neat, I'm just going to go back in here, neaten them up. Notice it's okay, some lines are thicker than others. That's totally fine. Now we're going to add a new layer for color. So I'm going to add a layer from the layer box, putting this underneath the outline layer. So I'm dragging it under. Then I'm going to click the gear icon on the French toast cereal box layer here and adjust that opacity so it's lighter, because I want to be able to see how I'm coloring things in. In order to select a color, you can pick from the color picker You can also tap and hold your screen to pick a color directly from the photo layer, so that's an option as well. I'm using the watercolor brush tool, but you can pick another brush if you'd like to. That was just my preference, is that I figured I'll make this look like a watercolor painting, I guess. So I'm picking an appropriate brush size and I'm working my way to fill inside of the picture. So just gonna go through, add color everywhere, have fun with it, make it colorful. If you want to exaggerate the colors a little bit, make them different from your original source photo, that's up to you as well. Creativity is all on you. Just have fun with it. Now what I'm doing is I'm adding in a background layer. I'm going to make a new layer and drag it underneath my color layer, and this is where I'll start adding in some color. I'm adding yellow out of personal preference because I thought it would look more interesting. When you're done, save your finished picture to your device, and you should crop your finished picture into a square using your iPad or iPhone. I'm opening the photo editing app called Pixlr. And in Pixlr, I'm going to take my original drawing that I created here, and I'm going to pick 4 new filters to alter my artwork with. I want each filter to be a different color. I want it to be fun. I want it to be bright and vibrant. So every time I find a filter that I like, I'm just going to save it as a new picture to my device. If you have a different app that you like to use for photo editing that will give you fun filter effects, feel free to use that if Pixlr is not available to you. But as far as I know, Pixlr is a free app and it does have a lot of really great filter features. The last thing we're going to do is open up a pic collage or layout app of your choice. I'm using Adobe Spark Post for this, and we're going to arrange all of our new filtered logos into one image in a square grid format, so it has that Andy Warhol style vibe to it. So I've selected my 4 pictures. It automatically puts them in a grid like this. When I hit next, I'm going to delete that text box. And then I just need to save without the watermark. So if you tap the watermark that says Adobe, you can get rid of it for the project. Save your work to your camera roll, and now you have 2 variations of this pop art design project. You have your original watercolor or painted style logo design, and you have your Andy Warhol style pop art grid.